Okay, if you have a graphing calculator, this is how you will put information in for your line of best fit. First thing you need to do is right down here where you see it says catalog and it's written in blue, press second catalog, okay? And you're going to scroll down till you get to diagnostics. And you want the diagnostics to be on, okay? And you're going to hit enter. Now, in order to make a table, you're going to press stat, edit. And if you look, I already have stuff written in my table and I want to get rid of it. In order to do that, I'm going to press the upward arrow and I'm going to press clear. And then I'll press the downward arrow and everything there is gone. And I will do the same thing for the other side. Now, you see this written as L1, L2. That's really in place of X and Y. List 1 is your X values and list 2 is your Y values. So I'm going to go and I'm going to list all of my X values that I had from my alligator table. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then I'm going to press the side arrow and it's going to allow me to go over to the other side of the table and I'm going to put in all my Y values. So 22, 22.5, 23.5, 25, 26, 27.5, 28.5, and 29. So I have all of my values in my table, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press stat. And when I press stat, it'll bring me up to this screen. And if you notice, you see how it says the edit is highlighted? If I hit enter, I could edit my list. But I don't want to edit my list. I like the way it is. So I'm going to press stat, and I'm going to scroll over to calc. And when you scroll down, you're going to see this, LINREG. And that stands for linear regression, which is just a fancy way of saying line of best fit. And if you notice, it says AX plus B. Well, that looks very similar to MX plus B. In fact, it's the same thing. I don't know why the calculator uses a different variable, but it means the same thing. I'm going to hit enter, okay? And I'm going to hit enter. And if you notice, it's going to give me all of the data that I need in order to have a line of best fit. The data that I'm really looking at right now is this R value right here. That is called your correlation coefficient. The closer the R is to +1 or -1, the straighter the line is. So if you have an R of +1, that means your line is perfectly straight and it has a positive slope. If you have an R value of -1, that means your line is perfectly straight, it has a negative slope. So the closer to 1 the correlation coefficient is, the stronger the relationship is between your X and Y. So this one has a correlation coefficient of 0.994, which means that the X and Y variable are very, very closely related to each other. And that you could use this equation that it has given you in order to estimate or predict the values of Y for any given X, and you would be reasonably close. 0.994. Your estimations would be reasonably correct.